Have you ever noticed how the world gets louder the moment you finally want peace? The phone buzzes, your mind races. Someone says one careless thing, and suddenly your whole day feels heavy. And the strange part is, even when everything looks fine on the outside, inside, it can still feel like a storm. Maybe you smile at work. Maybe you handle your responsibilities. Maybe people even call you strong, but when you're finally alone, the noise starts. The replaying, the overthinking, the pressure, the quiet fear that you're losing yourself in all of it. If that feels familiar, stay with me, because your peace was never truly gone. It was just buried under habits, thoughts, and emotional weight that slowly became normal. And once you see what's really stealing your calm, everything begins to change. Not overnight, or not in some perfect movie moment, but gently, honestly, in a way that feels real. Because inner peace isn't something lucky people are born with. It's something you can rebuild. And positive psychology gives us a simple way to do exactly that. Not by pretending life is perfect, not by forcing fake happiness, but by learning how to train your mind to return home to itself. I want you to picture something. It's late at night. You're lying in bed. Your body is tired, but your mind refuses to stop. You think about what went wrong today. That awkward conversation, that unfinished task, that message someone still hasn't replied to. Then somehow your brain jumps to bigger things. What if I fail? What if I'm falling behind? Why does everyone else seem more together than me? Now your heart feels heavier. Sleep moves further away. And tomorrow hasn't even started yet. This is where so many people live now, not in the present, but in imagined futures and repeated pasts. That's exhausting. But here's the truth. Peace begins the moment you stop asking life to be easy and start teaching your mind to be steady. Most people think peace comes from control, more money, more validation, more perfect routines, more people behaving the way we want. But peace built on control is fragile because life doesn't obey us. People disappoint us. Plans collapse. Unexpected problems show up on random Tuesday mornings. A man once spent weeks preparing for a big presentation at work. He practiced every word. He barely slept the night before. He told himself this had to go perfectly. Then halfway through, the slides stopped working. His chest tightened. His hands shook. He felt embarrassed and angry. The old version of him would have spiraled for days. But this time, he paused. He smiled. He kept speaking without the slides. Later, he realized something powerful. The stress wasn't caused by the broken screen. It came from the belief that everything needed to go exactly his way. That one shift changed how he handled everything after that. Positive psychology teaches us something similar. Your mind often suffers more from your interpretation than the event itself. The event is neutral. The meaning creates the pain. And this is where things change. The next time something small goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What story am I attaching to this?" That question alone can save you from hours of emotional suffering, because peace often returns when the story softens. Another quiet thief of peace is comparison. This one is dangerous because it hides inside normal life. You open social media for 2 minutes. Now suddenly, someone your age is richer, happier, in better shape, traveling more, smiling in perfect lighting. And without even noticing, your ordinary life starts feeling smaller. Your breakfast isn't enough. Your progress feels slow. Your home feels plain. Your face looks tired. But most people don't realize this. Comparison doesn't just steal joy. It trains your mind to ignore what is already good. And the human mind believes what it repeatedly practices. If you practice lack, you'll feel empty. If you practice gratitude, you'll feel grounded. This sounds simple, but it changes everything. There was a woman who felt constantly behind in life. Her friends were getting married, buying homes, starting businesses. Meanwhile, she was rebuilding after burnout. Every day felt like proof that she had failed. Then someone gave her one tiny practice. Every evening, write down 3 things that went right. At first it felt silly. A warm cup of tea, a kind message, finishing laundry, a peaceful walk, small things. But after a few weeks, something shifted. Her mind stopped scanning life only for what was missing. It started noticing what was working. The mind follows where attention goes. That's one of the most powerful truths in positive psychology. What you repeatedly notice becomes your emotional home. So if your mind is always searching for danger, disrespect, or what's missing, peace will always feel far away. But if you train it to notice safety, progress, kindness, and meaning, your inner world becomes softer, not because life changed first, because you did. And here's something deeper. A lot of people lose peace because they are carrying emotions they never processed. Old disappointment, silent resentment, unspoken grief. It sits in the body, in the shoulders, in the jaw, in the stomach. Then one tiny problem happens, and the reaction feels bigger than it should, because it's not about today. It's about everything that was never released. A simple example. Imagine someone at home says, "You forgot again." Small sentence, normal moment, but suddenly you feel attacked. Your tone changes, your whole mood drops. Why? Because it touched an old wound, maybe years of feeling not good enough, maybe childhood criticism, maybe your own harsh inner voice. Peace returns when you stop fighting the emotion and start listening to what it's trying to show you. Sometimes the calmest thing you can do is sit with your feeling and name it. Not fix it, not judge it, just name it. I feel hurt. I feel scared. I feel ashamed. I feel tired. Naming emotions reduces their power. It creates space between you and the storm. And space is where peace begins. Halfway through your healing, something strange often happens. You realize the world didn't become kinder. You became less reactive. That's the rehook most people need. Because true peace is not a perfect life. It's emotional recovery speed. How fast can you return to yourself after life pulls you away? That's real strength. A man gets cut off in traffic. The old version of him stays angry for an hour. The peaceful version notices the anger, breathes, and lets it leave in a minute. Same event, different mind. A woman receives a cold text from someone she loves. The old version spirals into fear. The peaceful version waits, stays present, and refuses to create a painful story from one message. This is inner freedom. And positive psychology helps build it through one simple idea. Focus on strengths, not only wounds. Many people spend years asking, "What's wrong with me?" But peace grows faster when you also ask, "What's right with me?" Maybe you're resilient. Maybe you're kind under pressure. Maybe you always find a way forward. Maybe you care deeply. Maybe you're still standing after things that should have broken you. That matters. Your strengths are emotional anchors. When life gets chaotic, remembering who you are can keep you steady. One of the most peaceful habits in the world is self-compassion, not self-pity. not excuses, just talking to yourself like someone worth caring for. Think about how you speak to yourself after a mistake. Would you say those same words to someone you love? Probably not. Yet many people destroy their peace with their own inner voice. You always mess things up. You're so behind. You should be better by now. That voice creates constant pressure. But here's the truth. You can't hate yourself into peace. A college student failed an important exam. He sat alone feeling like his future was ruined. His first thought was brutal. I'm stupid. But later, he tried something different. He asked, "What would I say to my best friend right now?" The answer came gently, "You had a bad day, not a bad life. You can learn from this. One moment doesn't define you." That softened everything. He studied better after that, not from fear, from clarity. Peace grows where kindness replaces inner punishment. And this is where things quietly become powerful. A peaceful life is built in ordinary moments, not grand breakthroughs. It's in the way you breathe before replying, the way you pause before assuming the worst, the way you choose sleep over late-night spiraling, the way you step outside for sunlight instead of feeding anxious thoughts. Tiny actions, huge emotional effect. There's also something people rarely talk about. Sometimes peace is missing because your life has no meaning beyond survival. Wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. Anyone would feel empty living like that. Positive psychology shows that meaning is one of the strongest paths to long-term well-being. Humans need purpose, not pressure. Purpose. It can be simple, helping your family, learning a skill, taking care of your health, being someone your younger self would admire. Meaning gives pain somewhere to go. A father working long hours may still feel tired, but purpose makes the burden lighter. A student struggling through difficult years can stay strong when they remember why they started. Purpose organizes suffering. Without it, even small stress feels unbearable. With it, you become stronger than the stress. Here's a small story. A woman was going through a painful breakup. Her peace was shattered. Every room reminded her of what she lost. Instead of forcing herself to move on, she began volunteering on weekends teaching children how to read. Slowly, something beautiful happened. Her mind stopped orbiting pain all day. She still hurt. But now, her life also contained meaning. That meaning became a bridge back to peace. Healing often begins when your pain is no longer the only thing you serve. And one more truth most people ignore. Your environment shapes your mind. If your mornings begin with bad news, endless scrolling and rushing, your nervous system never gets a chance to settle. Peace loves rhythm. Simple rituals help. Morning light, a few quiet breaths, a clean room, gentle music, a slow cup of tea. These aren't small things. They are signals of safety to the brain. The brain relaxes when life feels predictable in healthy ways. And that's why peaceful people often protect their mornings and evenings, not because they have easy lives, because they understand how fragile attention is. What you feed your mind becomes the emotional tone of your day. So choose carefully. Choose what strengthens calm. And maybe the deepest lesson of all is this: you do not need to solve your entire life today. A lot of anxiety comes from trying to mentally finish the next 5 years before breakfast. Come back to now, this breath, this room, this one next step. Peace lives in the present because the present is the only place life is actually happening. The future is thought. The past is memory. Now is real. And when you truly understand that, so much unnecessary suffering falls away. Maybe today, your peace looks like taking a walk instead of arguing. Maybe it looks like putting the phone down. Maybe it looks like forgiving yourself for being human. Maybe it looks like resting without guilt. That counts. Small peace is still peace. And over time, these moments become your identity. You stop being the person who panics at every problem. You become the person who pauses, who observes, who chooses, who returns to center, calm, strong, unshaken. Not because life stopped testing you, because you stopped abandoning yourself every time it did. So if your mind has been tired lately, if your heart has been carrying too much, if life has felt louder than your own voice, remember this: your peace is not gone. It's waiting beneath the noise, beneath the habits, beneath the fear, beneath the stories, and every gentle thought, every grateful moment, while every act of self-kindness helps uncover it again. Little by little, you come back to yourself, and that return changes everything. If this helped you feel even a little lighter today, consider subscribing. And more importantly, carry this with you. You already have the strength to protect your peace. Now, it's time to trust it.